What is up, guys? Welcome back. I know we've had a massive summer of sports. I've actually been watching most of the World Cup lately, and it's been cool. But let's be honest, I'm more of a football person. I need my NFL back in my life. And look, if you love football just as much as I do, you're in the right place. On this channel, I'm going to be talking about a whole lot more about NFL football moving forward, because I am a massive fan of the game. We're going to be talking news, games, weekly reactions, all of it. I'm not very good with predictions, but in this video, I'm going to try my best to make honest predictions. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any of it. Now, speaking of the NFL, if you didn't see my other video, you need to go check it out right after this. The title is, I'm a Cowboys, Bills, and Panthers fan, and the 2026 schedule cooked us. Seriously, if you want to see me lose my mind over how brutal our schedules look this year, go watch it. But today, we are looking forward. It's been a wild offseason. Training camps are kicking off, which means it's time for my honest, unfiltered predictions for the 2026 season. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't the Lion King. This is football. Let's start with my team, the Buffalo Bills. First off, speaking of the Buffalo Bills, their brand new stadium is super cool. Even though it doesn't have a roof, but it looks very nice. It's open air, the seating is steep, and let's face it, open air is exactly how Bills Mafia likes it. Go ahead, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And look, you guys know I want nothing more than to see Buffalo finally win the Super Bowl. We deserve it, the city deserves it, and Josh Allen deserves to cement his legacy with a ring in that new stadium. But I gotta be completely honest with you guys. I'm a little concerned about it. Out goes Sean McDermott, and in comes our new head coach, Joe Brady. Now we know Joe Brady is an offensive genius. We saw what he did as our OC, and he was the mastermind behind that legendary 2019 LSU offense. But being the coordinator is different from running the whole show. This is his first time as an NFL head coach. Can he handle the game management, the defense, and the high pressure playoff moments? I hope he proves me wrong and takes us all the way. But that coaching transition, especially with our brutal schedule, definitely has me sweating a bit. Now let's run through who I think is taking home the division crowns this year. Let's start with the AFC, starting with the AFC East. Now look, I know Buffalo didn't win the division last year. Drake May and the Patriots had an insane run and snapped our 5-year streak at the very end of the season. But let's not forget, Buffalo still finished 12-5 and made the playoffs comfortably as a wild card team. The foundation is still there. Even with my concerns about Joe Brady, as long as you have Josh Allen under center, you're the team to beat. I've got Buffalo reclaiming the crown. Flipping over to the AFC North. This division is always a dogfight, but I'm going with the Ravens. Flipping over to the AFC South. Guys, I don't know who to pick between the Texans and the Jaguars. Lots of casual fans are just going to hand this to Houston. But let's look at the tape. CJ Stroud hasn't been as good since his legendary rookie year. In quite a few games last season, he looked lost and it looked like he forgot how to play football. But the saving grace for Houston is that their defense is elite. Having Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter flying off the edges is going to win them games on its own. So I'm barely edging out the Texans. But watch out for the Jags. Flipping over to the AFC West. Look, I know the mainstream media is gonna automatically hand this to Patrick Mahomes. It's because they always do. But I'm calling for a massive shakeup. For the AFC West, I'm taking the Broncos to repeat as division champs. Hear me out. The Chiefs' defense is not the same unit. You know they've already lost some massive cornerstones, including trading away their All-Pro CB Trent McDuffie to the Rams earlier this offseason. You cannot just lose a lockdown corner like McDuffie and expect the secondary to not take a step back. Give me the Broncos winning the West. Now we flip over to the NFC. Starting with the NFC East. Look, this is always a bloodbath between the Cowboys and the Eagles, and I have to give respect where respect is due. Philly is tough, and they took the division title last season while we sat at home. In fact, you guys know I literally made a whole video talking about the downfall of my own Cowboys after that rough 7-9-1 season. I didn't hold back, but today we are looking at the redemption arc. We locked in George Pickens on the franchise tag, keeping the offense explosive, and bringing in rookie safety Caleb Downs at pick 11 is exactly what the secondary needed. From the downfall last season to the division champs, I've got the Cowboys winning it. Flipping over to the NFC North. Guys, I'm completely torn between the Lions and the Bears. Caleb Williams and the Bears look dangerous, but on the other hand, I feel so bad for Detroit after a rough season they had. They took a massive step back last season, and that core is still explosive. And honestly, I still expect the Lions to make their first ever Super Bowl appearance. Dan Campbell is going to use last year's collapse as absolute fuel. My heart runs it. Lions take the North. Flipping over to the NFC South. This is wide open. Part of me wants to say my Panthers surprise everyone, but realistically, I've got either Tampa Bay or Atlanta winning it, or maybe even Carolina. The reason why I'm saying it because last year they were a terrible division. Though Carolina is going to shock some people as a major dark horse. And last but not least, to the NFC West. Give me the Rams, now that their defense has a brand new identity. Alright, now let's talk about individual hardware. Who's taking home the biggest awards for the 2026 season? I'm putting my stamp on this right now. I've got Josh Allen winning his second MVP. If he stays healthy, of course. Look, as long as he stays healthy on the field, navigates this brutal schedule, and carries us past that transition with Joe Brady, there is no way you can deny him. He did it in 2024, and if he stays healthy, 2026 is the year he takes home MVP number 2. For Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going with Myles Garrett. Cleveland did the unthinkable and traded him to the LA Rams back in June. Putting him in that Rams defense is going to be unfair. He's taking home his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year trophy. For Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going with Bijan Robinson. He is the betting favorite entering the season for a reason. Atlanta's offense is completely built around his versatility. I'm predicting he finishes the year with over 2,000 total yards from scrimmage and 15 plus touchdowns. With the way they use him in the passing game and the run game, he's going to be the most explosive playmaker in the NFL this year. For Comeback Player of the Year, I'm going with Malik Nabers. We all saw what he did as a rookie, putting up over 1,200 yards, but a brutal ACL and meniscus tear in Week 4 completely derailed his sophomore season last season. Now he is officially back on the practice field and ready for training camp. Pairing his elite route running and insane run-after-catch ability with a young quarterback like Jackson Dart is going to make the Giants' offense dangerous. Watch out because Nabers is about to reclaim his wide receiver 1 status and dominate the league. Lock him in. Moving on to the rookies. My pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year is Fernando Mendoza. I expect the Raiders to make a surprisingly deep playoff run this year, and it is going to be on the back of this young man right here. Stepping into a tough environment, but armed with real weapons, Mendoza is going to showcase elite poise, command the offense like a veteran, and separate himself from the rest of the rookie class easily. For Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm taking Reuben Bain Jr. Teams are always desperate for elite pass rushers, and Bain has the size and raw power to disrupt offenses immediately. He's going to hit the ground, running and rack up 8 to 10 sacks in his rookie season. And finally, for Coach of the Year, I'm taking Jesse Minter over in Baltimore. Stepping into the head coaching shoes after John Harbaugh left is no easy task, but Minter has the Ravens looking incredibly disciplined. If he keeps Lamar Jackson and the Ravens rolling to a 12-5 or 13-4 record in the brutal AFC North during his very first year as head coach, he locks this award down easily. Oh, before we move on, I forgot one more award, and that is the Breakout Player of the Year. And I'm taking Cam Ward. Even though Tennessee had a disappointing season last year, but he had a solid rookie year, despite having absolutely nobody to throw to. But now the Titans brought in Brian Daboll to run the offense and drafted Carnell Tate out wide. Ward has elite raw talent and with a real supporting cast. He's taken a massive second-year leap. Now look, at the end of the day, these are just my honest predictions. Am I going to be 100% right on every single one of these? Probably not. Some of these takes might end up looking crazy by November. But honestly, that's the beauty of the NFL. Whether it's a powerhouse team suffering a massive, shocking stumble, or a bottom-tier team suddenly catching fire and making a deep playoff run, the NFL thrives on chaos. So will I be 100% right on all these? Probably not. Whether it's a powerhouse team suffering a massive, shocking stumble, or a bottom-tier team suddenly catching fire and making a deep playoff run, the NFL thrives on chaos. So will I be 100% right on all these? Probably not. Some of these takes might age like milk by November, and we are guaranteed to see some massive surprises that nobody, not even the experts, saw coming. But that's exactly why we love this game. Now I want to hear from you guys. And that's exactly why I'm holding off on some things. I know some of y'all are waiting for me to drop my full playoff bracket and name my Super Bowl winner, but I'm not gonna predict the playoffs or the Super Bowl. It's because we're not there just yet. We haven't seen these teams take the field for preseason. With how cooked our schedules are this year, I need to see how these training camps play out first. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because once we get through preseason, I'll be dropping my official playoff predictions video. And those are my official predictions.
I don't know why you're acting like you're 100% correct.
Why is it? Because I simulated this season on Madden 100 times on my PS5, and the console literally caught fire. If that giant futuristic spaceship says it's happening, it's happening. And with everything being said in this vid, I will see y'all in the next.
I have spoken.